Hello everybody, glad to see you back to grammar again. This is week 27 and we are going to get started right away. What you need is your packet and your instructions and of course this video, and you'll also need your notebook because you're going to be looking up some things in your reference section of your notebook. So make sure you have all that together and we will get started. So the first thing you need to do is open up your week 27 classwork, and you'll have sentences to classify. And again, like last week, I also put in the answer key for you to check your work with, but please do not look at it until after you've done it. So it's just for checking it afterwards. It's not for copying while we're doing it, because I want to make sure that you understand it, and you do. You've done really well lately, so I don't have any worries about that. But let's go ahead and start with the first one. Number 1 says, he yelled excitedly to his friends from the window. So, starting your question-answer flow, your first question is, who yelled? And the answer is he. He is a pronoun, so that is a subject pronoun, SP. Next question, what did he do? He yelled. That would be verb. Go ahead and mark it because that shows the action. He yelled how? Excitedly. Excitedly is an adverb. It describes yelled. To is a preposition. So your first question is to what? And the answer is to friends. So friends is the OP, or the object of the preposition. Then we have the word from, and that is also a preposition. From what? From the window. That is your object of the preposition. Okay, so let's go back now to the words that we skipped. We first of all skipped the word his to his friends. Whose friends? His friends. That is a pronoun, and it is a possessive. So it's a possessive pronoun, PP. Then our article adjective over the word the. So now we'll go back and do our sentence pattern, and it's the same as always. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, because the subject noun comes before the verb in this sentence, and that's pattern 1. Then we say check. What are we checking for? We are checking for the prepositional phrases, and there are 2 of them. Please put parentheses around your 2 prepositional phrases, and that would be to his friends and from the window. What type of sentence is this? You can see it's a statement by the period, so it's a declarative sentence. So we'll put a D after it, go straight to the verb. The verb is yelled. Put a slash mark in front of yelled. Now you have divided the sentence into complete subject and complete predicate. So now we're just going to divide it in with the simple subject and the simple predicate. Simple subject. Subject is the subject noun or subject pronoun in this case, he. Simple predicate is the verb, and it's yelled. All right? Go ahead and check it with your answer key there, and see if you did it like me. Let's go ahead and do the next one. His crazy dog jumped over the fence in the middle of the night. First question, what jumped over the fence in the middle of the night? And the answer is dog. So that is your subject noun. What did dog do? Dog jumped. That is your verb. What is over? It is a preposition, so we say over what? And in this case, it's over the fence. So fence is the object of the preposition. We say in, and we say in what? In is the preposition. In what is the to look for the object, and it's middle. So middle is the object of the preposition. We come to of. That is another preposition. Of what? Object of the preposition. Let's go back, and we have whose dog, and the answer is his. That is a possessive, so that is a PP because it's a pronoun and it is a possessive. And then what kind of dog is it? It is a crazy dog. So that is an adjective. It describes the noun, doesn't it? All right, then we have, let's see, I think we have only the object, the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we just have the articles left. So go ahead and write the articles down there, okay? Then go over there to the front and put down your pattern. Same pattern. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Check. How many prepositional phrases do you see in this sentence? I see 3. So put your parentheses around your 3 prepositional phrases, please. There's a period at the end of this sentence. It is a statement, so what are we putting at the end of that sentence? Go ahead and do that. Then we go straight to the verb. Find your verb, put your slash mark in front of it. That divides the complete subject from the complete predicate. Now please underline the simple subject and the simple predicate. Go ahead and do that and check your work with the answer key. See how it works for you. We're at number 3, and I'm not going to give you any of the answers this time. I'm just going to walk you through the question answer flow. Okay? You ready? The actor's stunt car went over the edge of the cliff. What went over the edge of the cliff? What did car do? Over? Over what? Of? Of what? Whose stunt car? What kind of car? Write your, and then you have the 2 articles. You can write those. Put your sentence pattern in the front. Check. Check for prepositional phrases. Put parentheses around them. What kind of sentence is this? It has an exclamation point at the end of it. Go to the verb. Put a slash mark in front of it, which divides the complete subject from the complete predicate. Now just underline the simple subject and the simple predicate. All right, now look at your answer. See if your sentence looks like my sentence. Okay, we're done with that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open up your book to your reference section. We're going to talk just a minute about some different parts of books. All right, so would you please open up to page 32, and it's reference 48. Okay, and it is what it's called is the front parts of a book. All right, whenever you're looking at a book, there are certain sections that are in the front of it, and not all books have all of these sections, but some of them have all of them. They all have the title page. They all have a copyright page. And let's look at a book here. And I have one. You've probably seen this book in history class. Okay, I happen to have one in my house too. So this is one of the books that we're going to look at to look at the different parts that you would find in the front of it. All right, so let's first of all look at the title page. And the title page is usually a page inside the book that has really the entire title of the book in it. Okay, here, let's see if you can get it so that you can see it. Okay, it's usually just within the first couple of pages of opening the book. Okay, that's the title page. It has the title of the book on it. It has the author of the book. Sometimes it has the publisher down here. Okay, sometimes it has the illustrator. This book doesn't have that on this page anyway. So this is the title page. Right in front of the title page is usually what's called the copyright page. All right, the copyright page, I'm looking here to see if this one, where this one is. This is the page that's a copyright page. And what it does is it tells you when the book was copyrighted. Sometimes books have more than one copyright because they have printed different editions or things like that. So that's basically why there's so many different dates on this page. Usually it has a copyright symbol in front of it. This one doesn't seem to have that. Let me look again at a different page. See, okay, here we go. This is the better one. Okay, that one is just a list of her books. This one is a list of, is the copyright. Let me put it over here where you can see it better. Okay? I need to, everything's backwards here. There, finally. All right, here's your copyright page. See at the top? It says copyright 2005 by Susan Wise Bauer. I was looking down here to see, okay, this one looks like it only has one copyright. A lot of them have more than one, okay? Anyway, so you can see it at the top. And that funny symbol, which is a circle with a C in front of it, stands for copyright, okay? That's your copyright page. All right? Then a lot of books have what is called a preface, or sometimes it's called an introduction, or a note, or a foreword, or something like that. This book has what's called a foreword. Okay? This is what this one looks like. And a foreword is often just kind of a preliminary thing about the book that tells why, a little bit of history behind why it was written, a little bit about the author, sometimes what the book is about a little bit, but it just kind of gives you a little bit of an insight into what the book's going to be about. All right, then we have the table of contents, and you know what that is. We do that a lot. Table of contents just tells you what's in the book. Okay, which chapter. Here on this one, chapter 1 is right here, and it tells you what pages it is over here. Chapter 2 is down here. It tells you what page. Japan reopens on page, that's on page 15. The Crimean War, it's on page 18. Okay, that's what the table of contents is. And then you've got the body, which is the rest of the book. Right? So there's 5 parts: title page, copyright page, prefix page, or preface page, or like I said, intro or foreword or something like that. Then we've got number 4, which is your table of contents, and then your body. Okay, those are the 5 parts. This book happens to have all of them. Not very many books have all of them. All right. Then we have the back of your book, and this definitely not all books have. Here it's talking about 4 of them. There's an appendix, there's a glossary, there's a bibliography, and there's an index. This is on reference 49. It's right below where we were just looking. All right. So a lot of those books, parts are found in reference books, informational books. I have one here. Actually, this one that we were just looking at has a couple of the things in it too. But I have a reference book here. I don't think this one has an appendix in it. An appendix in the back of the book is usually in the back of the book, and it's usually things like maps. It has different extra information that you might want to know about the book. So it may have, people you might want to look up, or extra maps or charts or things like that. That's usually what's in the appendix. Then we have a glossary. And a glossary, and is a little dictionary in the back of the book. And the thing that's different about a glossary and a dictionary is that a glossary only has words in it that are in the particular book it's talking about. So this book is about volcanoes and earthquakes, so the glossary probably has words that have to do with volcanoes and earthquakes. And that's the difference between a glossary and a dictionary. Then we have a bibliography. A lot of informational books have bibliographies. I don't happen to have one here. A bibliography is just a list of books that you might want to look up that are about the same subject as what you're reading. They're usually books that the author has used in order to write the book that you're reading. So it kind of tells you, it gives you some history about where that information came from. So if there's something that you kind of wonder about, I wonder if that's really true, then you would go look back in the bibliography and find out where the author got that information. Okay? Then we have our index, and this book that we were looking at the beginning has a wonderful index, and it is in the back. It's called an index, and actually you will probably use indexes a lot more than most anything else in a book. An index is it's all in alphabetical order, and it's just different topics that you might find in this book. So if you're looking at, if you want to find out where it talks about parts of Argentina, you would look in your index, you'd look at the A, you'd find Argentina, and that tells you different topics under Argentina and what page in this book you might find it. Okay, so that is an index. So there's 4 parts to the back part of a book: the appendix, the glossary, the bibliography, and the index. In your homework, you're going to have to list those things. And so now if you forget, now you know where to look. Go look in your reference 48 and 49, and there are your answers for you. Okay, so that is that for what we're going to talk about as far as some of your homework stuff. And so the other thing we're going to talk about today is quotations. Some of you might have a little bit of trouble writing quotations. There's a certain way you write them. A direct quotation is a something that says the exact words that a person has actually said. And the way you mark that direct quotation is you put quotation marks around them. And I'm going to show you what I mean. You're going to also make a composition book about it, but there are some rules that you need to follow. And I have some pages here, hopefully to help you. And you will these sentences are the same, some of the same ones that you're going to be writing in your composition book, okay? So here's an example of a quotation. Ooh, that's wonderful. Let's knock it. Now they're all out of order. Well, let's try this. We'll work on it anyway. Okay, where are you going? See right here, we've got a quotation mark. It's just like 2 little lines, right? Here's another one. So the exact thing that the person said was, "Where are you going?" All right, that's the quotation. And you can tell that it's the quotation because it's inside the quotation marks. Now, there are some things about quotations you need to remember. One is the beginning of the quotation always starts with a capital, almost always. I'll show you that you're going to have one instance where it does not. But just write capitals at the beginning of quotations. That's just the way it is, okay? If the quotation comes first and then the person who's talking, or the explanation of who it is that's saying that, comes second, like right here, Mom asked, then what you do is you put whatever punctuation mark you need, it goes right after the quotation, and it goes before the quotation marks. So this is what he's saying. He's saying, "Where are you going?" Or that's what she is saying, "Mom, where are you going?" And it is in between the quotation marks. Here's one, and here's one. Everything's in between. Okay, so that's where your punctuation goes. All right, then we have Mom asked, and then of course it's the end of a sentence, so you put your period right there. All right, you got that? Next sentence. Let's see. Okay, this is it right here. This is one that fell. I am going outside to ride my bike, replied Michael. This is exactly the same thing. What exactly did he say? He said, I am going outside to ride my bike. So that is what's inside the quotation marks. Here's one over here, all right? And then we have one up here, quotation mark. Now notice there's no question mark on this one because this isn't a question. This is a statement. But it's not the end of a sentence. The end of the sentence is it. So we put a comma right here. And again, the comma goes inside the quotation mark. All right? And notice we have our capital up here, but of course the word I is always capitalized anyway. All right? Then we have the rest of the sentence, replied Michael, and it ends with a period. Okay, understand that now? Everything's inside the quotation marks, right? Okay, here's a different kind of sentence. And let me do this one. So it's a little bit different. Julie said, I want to go to. All right, in this case, the exact quotation is, I want to go to. What the difference is that the person who said it is first. Julie said. So in that case, you put your comma right afterwards, but you don't put it inside the quotation mark. All right, you don't put it inside the quotation mark. And then you put the exact quotation, I want to go to school. You put the end of the sentence, but you put your period inside the quotation marks. Okay? So we've got Julie said, comma, I want to go to, period, quotation mark. You understand all that? Okay? We've got another one. Okay, please make your bed, Mom said, before you go out to ride your bike. This is the exception to the rule of capitals at the beginning of quotations. So first of all, we're going to look up here. Please make your bed. This is capital. All right. Now, really, the entire quotation, she said, if you took Mom said out, it would say, please make your bed before you go out to ride your bike. Can you figure out why this one right here is not capitalized? It's because it's essentially in the middle of a sentence, in the middle of the sentence that she's saying. All right. So the word Mom said is an interruption. So if you have a person who is saying, has a complete sentence, but it's broken up into two different parts like this, the second part does not start with a capital. That is the only time. All the other times, every time you write a quotation, it starts with a capital letter. But everything else stays the same. Please make your bed, and you see your commas inside your quotation mark. Mom said, and then the rest of the quotation, before you go out to ride your bike, and then we have our period right here inside the quotation mark. Okay? You got it? All right, now what we're going to do is your composition book, and so go ahead and get out your pieces that go to your composition book, and we're going to make 2 pages this time, and so you're going to have to cut 2 pages that are the size of a composition page. Okay, 7 inches wide and 9.5 inches tall. All right, your pages are going to look like this, and you will recognize on this side the exact same sentences we just did. Okay? It's very easy, and I have also put a copy of this in your packet so that you don't have to sit here and look at the video while you're making your page. But this has all the rules we just talked about. Put quotation marks around the words that people say out loud. Capitalize the first word of a direct quotation. And then number 2 and 3 are all the rules about where you put your punctuation marks. Most of the time inside the quotation marks. All right. Put the end punctuation inside the quotation marks. All right. There you go. There's that. The only thing that's added on here that's not on that were not on the sentences that we just did was here. Quotation marks, and I just said what, I put right here what quotation mark looks like, and then told what it is. They're punctuation marks used to show someone's exact words. Okay? So you can go ahead and work on those 2 pages. And we are almost done. We've got your... Oh, I was going to tell you, I've been looking through your packet, and I think what I'm going to do here, and I imagine you're going to yay at this, and that is, I'd like you can go ahead and skip the narrative paragraph this time. Okay, don't even do that. It's not, you've done a lot of that, and let's concentrate on other things right now. All right, so go ahead and skip the narrative paragraph and pretend that you don't even see it. Now, if you are just dying to write a narrative paragraph, I would love to read it. And go for it. But it is not homework for today. Let's go ahead and look at your spelling. And your spelling words this time are called homophones. And a homophone is a word that, 2 words that, or 3, that sound exactly alike, like 2, 2, and 2, but they're spelled differently, and they mean 3 different, in this case, 3 different things, okay? So we have the word to, like T-O, I am going to the store today. Or you can have the word to with 2 O's in it. I am going to the grocery store too. Or it also means also. Or you can have the number 2, T-W-O. I am going to the grocery store too to buy 2 pieces of fruit. Right? So you can have a homophone words that sound the same, don't mean the same thing, and don't look the same. Now the thing is I am going to want to make sure that you know the meanings of every one of these words. I'm going to first read them, but the way I'll know if you know the meanings between the 2, the differences between the homophones and the spelling sentences. So make sure your spelling sentences show me that you know what those words mean. Okay, so we have heard, a herd of deer. Heard, I heard you. Clothes, what you wear. Close, please close the door. Hour, it took me an hour to get that done. Hour, our house got rained on. 2, I already said 2, that kind of 2, the number 2. 2, it means also. There, that kind of there is possessive. Their hair is green. There, I went over there. Number 11, ceiling. It's what's above your head. That ceiling. Number 12, sealing. When you seal something, you close it up really tight. 13, shoot. You shoot with a gun. 14, shoot. That is a tube that something gets put through, like when you your mom goes to the bank and you see those chutes that you go that take your stuff up and then bring it back. That's a chute. Straight. This is a kind of water. This is water that is a small little body of water that has two pieces of land on either side of it. Okay? Straight, the opposite of crooked. Medal, it's an award you wear. Medal. Meddle. Don't meddle means don't mess with other people's business. All right? Then we have intimidate and we have rapidity. All right? You got it? So those are your words for this week, and that's all there is to it. So you can go ahead and get started, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.